the tour this time?
2.5 months. I'll get back to Florida around the 1st of October.
You'll be there just in time for the nice weather, huh?
Right.
All right, fine. We're going to be back here in just a moment. And if you have a question or comment, don't be ashamed to give us a call, 1-800-259-5791. We must never forget those people who died because their murderers are still out there, and now they want to take us into a war with Iran. It's only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. When are you going to get involved? We'll be right back. Well, Dr. Stan, and we've got Kevin calling us from Ohio. Hi, Kevin. Do you have a question or comment?
I certainly do, Dr. Stan, and you're always in my prayers. And
thanks so much.
And this gentleman here, he's included now because of all the hard work he's doing, and more power of the Lord to him. I wanted to know if this gentleman has followed Dr. Judith Wood, I believe her name is, that has the only... my last information was 2 active cases of investigation. She's assembled and open cases about reopening the investigation, excuse me, of 9/11. And her theories, I hope you're familiar with, it is possibly something in the way of scalar technology that was used to disassemble these buildings right in front of people's eyes. So her evidence of the things like the spherical breaking of windows all in the area, and automobiles and businesses.
All right, fine. Let's get Colonel Bowman's response. Have you heard of Judith Wood, Dr. Judith Wood?
Oh, of course. Yes,
well,
and I've heard about her theories in detail. I don't necessarily agree with her theories. I directed all of the Star Wars programs under Presidents Ford and Carter, and I just do not believe that we have weapons in space capable of doing anything like what was done on 9/11. But the more important thing is that I believe that it is counterproductive for us to push various theories of how it was done or indeed who did it. We have some people saying that it was a possibility of scalar weapons or beam weapons from space, like Judy Wood. We have people saying that there were no planes hitting those buildings at all that day. There were holograms. There are a lot of pet theories running around, but I think it's counterproductive for us to push these because it is not our job to prove how it happened or indeed even who did it. Our job in the 9/11 Truth Movement is simply to prove that the government official conspiracy theory is false because it's impossible.
And I think you're absolutely right.
We indeed have done that, and therefore a new investigation to find out exactly which of these theories, if any, are correct and exactly who did it, that is called for. And if we concern ourselves with pushing pet theories of how it happened or who did it, I think we open ourselves to the possibility of being discredited if someone can show that our pet theory is wrong. So I try to confine myself to speaking about what we know as absolute truth. Not conspiracy theories, but conspiracy facts.
And I think you're absolutely right. I think that they set up a lot of these things. They set up a straw man so you can knock it down, and you never want to embrace the straw man or you'll get knocked down with him. Hey, thanks very much for calling, Kevin. Let's go to David, who's calling from Vermont. Hi, David. Do you have a quick question? Because we're almost out of time.
Yes. I wanted to ask Dr. Bowman if he was aware that there was a GPS failure event on 9/11.
A GPS failure where on 9/11?
At Ground Zero.
There was a what now? I'm sorry. What happened that day?
A GPS failure event.
I see. Well, Sydney, apparently he's not. I appreciate your calling. Let's go to Mark, calling from Oregon. Hi, Mark. Do you have a question or comment?
Yes, good day, Dr. Stan. Good to speak with you. Dr. Stan, I just wanted to say briefly, there's a package in the mail to arrive at your post office box next week sent by me, so I just want you to be on the lookout for that, okay?
All right. It doesn't tick, does it?
I know, it's been so long. I'm one of the worst procrastinators in the world, but I owe you.
Right.
It's in the mail.
All right. Very good.
Yes, and Colonel Bowman, good day to you, sir. And I appreciate, yes, sir. I appreciate the great work that you and Dr. Stan do here. And I have a question for you about all of these people on these 3 different airliners involved on 9/11. None of them are accounted for, from the best I've been able to gather.
Have they actually found any of the remains of the people on the various airliners, Colonel? Do you know?
No, I do not know. They have said at various times that they have accounted for people, but I've seen absolutely no proof of it, nor indeed any proof that they've accounted for a lot of the other people involved on 9/11. It seems to me that if they say, well, we don't even have the black boxes, and I believe they do, by the way.
I do
but
believe they
said
do.
that the black boxes were destroyed. How do they expect to find bodies? But no, I don't know what happened to those people, whether they were indeed killed in the crashes against into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon and shot down over Pennsylvania, or whether the planes were switched or what. I have no idea, and I think we just need a new investigation to find out. I would like very much to know what happened to those people.
I would too. Hey, we're out of time, but thanks very much for calling, Mark. And Colonel, thank you so very much for being with us. Please keep in touch. We'd love to get you onto some of our other programs.
Well, thank you. And remember, thepatriots.us. And patriots is plural. If you leave the S off, you won't get us.
All right. Patriots.
Thepatriots.us. And if you leave the TAG off, you get the football team. So you have to be careful.
God bless. Thanks very much, Colonel. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, fine. I think Colonel Bowman's remarks are very apropos. Do not get taken off. Oh, everybody knows exactly what happened. No, they don't know exactly what happened. And there is an organized effort to put out this information to try to get us to embrace one or another theory, and it's going to allow you to get shot down totally. So remember that the invisible government, the Brotherhood of Darkness, has their agents out there all across America, and they are putting out these theories to confuse you. Don't get confused. We do not know what happened, and we may never know what happened. Or we may come up 50 years from now and we're long since dead. Well, first of all, we have 3 pamphlets we put together right after the 9/11 attack called Foreknowledge 9/11, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Each one's about 50 pages. And then, certainly about 2006, we put together the final story, the true story of 9/11. And this actually is 5 newsletters. They're each $3.95. We think it's great information. Now, you can pull it down off the net. My newsletters are up there. But it's convenient to have them in pamphlet form, and this is why we published them that way. So give us a call, 1-800-544-8927. You can get the 3 initial pamphlets for $9.95 together, and then the last one's $3.95. Get them, go through them, study them, get the information, and then help us get the information out. The murderers are still out there. We carry a great book. It's called The Terror Timeline. We carry certainly 5 or 6 or 7 DVDs on this. We have a 5 DVD special. We do have Loose Chains, the final cut. That's the story of the 9/11 attack. We have actually the 5 set of 5 of DVDs on this. We recommend them to you. We have one by Dave Wegner. We have a talk that I gave on what happened. Give us a call at 1-800-544-8927, 1-800-544-8927, and certainly get the the DVDs that we have. We've got 4 tape sets. We've got 4 tape sets on 911 updates. You'll hear my interviews with Jimmy Walters, who's hiding in Europe at the present time. You want to get the Why Did the Buildings Come Down 4 tape or 4 CD set. There you'll hear my interview with Laura Chavez, probably the last interview done with him, because he disappeared after that. And what was his message? He was at CENTCOM headquarters that morning. There was a stand-down order given by Dick Cheney. They were having all sorts of military exercises involving American planes being hijacked by terrorists and crashed into buildings so that nobody knew what was going on when the real thing happened. Wasn't it clever of Osama to have scheduled the attack on the very day we were having all the military exercises? Or maybe we've been lied to. But anyway, Laura Chavez disappeared after that. You can look him up on the Internet. You'll see all sorts of articles about him, what a terrible guy he was, how they checked at CENTCOM headquarters. He wasn't even there. I wonder how many people could call CENTCOM headquarters and say, hey, my name's Joe Blow. Was Laura Chavez there that day? Please pray for America, but pray for Radio Liberty, our provision and our protection.